Todd Chrisley breaks silence on his prison chaplain firing. Reality star Todd Chrisley recently lost his job as an assistant prison chaplain while serving time in Pensacola. The TV personality's attorney recently made a statement about his client losing his job. Chrisley's hopes for the future were also shared through the statement. Todd Chrisley volunteered as a prison chaplain assistant. Jay Surgeon serves as the attorney for the Chrisley Knows Best star. Reportedly, Chrisley had volunteered to be a chaplain's assistant at Federal Prison Camp Pensacola. Chrisley served in the role for around 2 years. While in this position, he helped arrange services for people of various religious backgrounds, including Jewish, Muslim, and Christian. However, Surgeon learned that Chrisley lost his position after he was found communicating with people that had been admitted into the RDAP. This serves as the prison's residential drug abuse program. Surgeon claimed he wasn't given a real reason for Chrisley's dismissal. However, some of the RDAP participants only have temporary stays in the prison, suggesting there was concern over their access to the outside world. In a statement with Today, Surgeon claimed that Chrisley was disappointed and emotionally offended for losing his position. He also claimed the termination was without cause. According to Surgeon, Chrisley made friends with various inmates, saying they looked to him for advice and guidance. As he continued, they also looked for him to discuss their particular situations or any emotional problems they may be having and coordinate the religious services some of these inmates would attend. Surgeon also claimed that the position gave his client the ability to participate in his faith and to help other people with their faith. Adding that it meant a lot to him, he claimed it was a big part of Chrisley's life during his sentence. At this time, however, Chrisley no longer has access to the office where he volunteered. Jay Surgeon discussed Chrisley's hopes for the future. Despite losing his position, Surgeon assured that Chrisley losing his job has only intensified his belief that God will protect him, his wife Julie, and his entire family. He also shared that Chrisley still hopes to one day get a reduced sentence. As Surgeon shared, Todd also believes that his overall sentence of 12 years was excessive, and he will be pursuing every legal means still available to him in order to have his sentence corrected in conformity with his alleged crime. In addition to this, Chrisley has also expressed hope to be transferred to another facility. Back in 2017, Chrisley became the subject of an investigation for failing to pay income tax. Within 2 years' time, Chrisley and his wife Julie were indicted on charges including wire fraud. Todd was convicted to 12 years in, while Julie received 7 years. Todd Chrisley, once the charming face of reality TV's Chrisley Knows Best, recently stirred up headlines after breaking his silence on being relieved of his role as a prison chaplain. Known for his southern wit, high standards, and larger-than-life personality, Todd's journey from a millionaire real estate mogul to a federal inmate has kept the public riveted. This latest twist, however, brought an unexpected level of vulnerability and introspection from the former star. Here's a closer look at what he had to say and what it reveals about his path forward. After facing a series of legal battles, Todd Chrisley and his wife, Julie, were sentenced to prison for tax evasion and fraud, which shocked their fans. As part of Todd's rehabilitation process, he found solace and purpose by serving as a prison chaplain. For a man whose life had been defined by wealth, opulence, and control, the role offered him a new perspective and a rare opportunity for spiritual growth. It was a place where, despite his high-profile status, he could serve others, reconnect with his faith, and search for inner peace amid a world that had become unrecognizable. In his recent statement, Todd began with gratitude for the opportunity he'd been given to take on the role. "I was honored to serve as chaplain," he said. "For the first time in a long time, I felt like I was doing something meaningful, something that was about more than just me or my family. I was able to connect with people, to listen to their stories, and share my own struggles. I realized we're all fighting our own battles. Todd's commitment to this role didn't go unnoticed among fellow inmates or prison staff. Despite his privileged background, he showed empathy and a willingness to understand others' hardships, qualities that, according to him, helped him relate to people in a way he hadn't before. He shared how moments in the chapel allowed him to peel away the layers of his public persona and connect with a more genuine, stripped-down version of himself. "In prison, you're just another person in uniform," he remarked. "It humbles you. I needed that. It helped me see the parts of myself I tried to ignore." Todd's bond with the inmates was born from the same vulnerability that prison imposed upon them. He described long nights praying together, finding solace in scriptures, and drawing strength from each other's experiences. It was a setting that allowed him to be, in his words, broken but healing, judged yet forgiven. Many inmates reportedly found his sermons and talks encouraging, taking comfort in seeing someone who had, outwardly, seemed to have everything now facing his own trials and tribulations. However, the good things he had found in this role would not last long. After several months, Todd was told by prison officials that he would no longer serve as chaplain. According to his account, the news came with little explanation, and he was left reeling, unsure of what had prompted the decision. He expressed his frustration candidly, explaining how deeply it hurt to be stripped of a role that had come to mean so much to him. "I thought I had found my purpose again," he confessed. "I had poured myself into helping others, and for a moment felt like maybe I could redeem myself in some way." Though he refrained from assigning blame, Todd alluded to the challenges and bureaucratic nature of prison systems. "Sometimes it doesn't matter how much you care or how much effort you put in," he said. "The system has its own rules, its own ways of doing things, and that can be hard to accept." In losing the role, Todd faced a kind of loss of identity within an already isolating environment. The chapel, once his sanctuary, was now off limits as a place of leadership, a hard blow for someone who had come to depend on it for purpose. One of the most poignant parts of his statement came when he reflected on what he had learned about himself and about life through his experience as a chaplain. "The truth is," he began, "we all have to face ourselves at some point. In here, there's nowhere to hide from that. Losing the chaplaincy was another reminder that I'm not in control. I have to trust that there's a reason for it and that I'll be okay without that title." For a man who had once valued image and status above all, this admission marked a significant shift. Todd was acknowledging, perhaps for the first time, the futility of clinging to labels, roles, or even material possessions as the foundation of one's identity. But he hasn't let this setback entirely diminish his resolve. Todd expressed his intent to continue his spiritual journey, even if his formal duties as a chaplain are no longer available to him. "Faith isn't about titles or positions," he shared. "It's about who you are, even when no one's watching. I'll keep studying, keep praying, and keep finding ways to give back in whatever small ways I can." His parting words were a reminder to his followers, many of whom are still loyal and have sent messages of support during his incarceration. "I've made mistakes, plenty of them, and I'm paying for those. But I want people to know that even in the darkest places, there's light if you look for it. I'm grateful for everyone who stood by me. I may not have all the answers yet, but I'm learning. I hope you'll keep praying for me as I keep praying for all of you." His message resonates beyond prison walls, speaking to the struggles and redemption arcs that many people, incarcerated or not, face in their lives. Todd's journey, while unconventional, offers a raw glimpse into the transformative power of faith and resilience amid hardship. As he continues to navigate this uncharted chapter, Todd's revelations remind us that sometimes losing one path may lead us to another, one less defined by titles and expectations, but more rooted in truth, growth, and genuine connection with others. For Todd Chrisley, the journey towards self-forgiveness, humility, and faith is far from over. In many ways, it's only beginning.